And that's what I see in nature. Certain areas you'll get a matrix of plants growing together. In others you'll get one species dominating. Let the plants grow to their full potential, and that provides habitat for the fish, which means the fish look better, they behave more naturally, they feel more comfortable, so the overall display looks more vivid.
Yeah. I am at my local fish store. You never know what you're going to see. Definitely some beautiful aquascape. Sometimes some beautiful people. Who is it?
Hello.
Close Street, man. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. What are you looking at here, mate?
I'm looking at this tank that I set up with Dave.
Aquascape 600.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah, I did a video on it 3 weeks ago.
Almost
so
3
it's
weeks ago.
grown in loads since then.
And that's been with the guys pruning it. Apparently, pretty much every week they're pulling out half the plant material because it's just growing.
Because it's mostly stem plants, isn't it?
Mostly stem plants.
There was a request on the last video to put a list of all the species in.
Okay, I can give you that.
So we'll get that for the folk watching. But yeah, should we take a look in more detail? Yeah.
There's fish in it now too, which makes it
Yeah.
even better.
Well, I'll run through the technical kind of hardware first.
Go for it.
And then you can run through the plants and the fish and the kind of habitat stuff. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So we'll start off with the whole system. This is the Aquascape 600, which is now made by D&D as opposed to Evolution Aqua. So it's 2 foot by 20 inches by 14 inches. That's American language.
I need English.
60 centimetres, 50 centimetres, 36 centimetres, 108 litres, 29 gallons. Low iron glass, minimum silicon, clear silicon, glassware with this built-in skimmer. Twin Star 600, I want to say it's a Series 3 probably. Mm-hmm. Is it Twin Star? Yeah, it is, yeah. Cabinet. We've got CO2 injection, which is from inline here, which you can just see there at the top. Awase biomaster filtration, which is standard, I think, in the shop. Yeah, I think that's it, mate. You can. It's over to you now. Yeah, let's go through the overall theme.
So I wanted to, I quite like jungle tanks, like slightly chaotic displays where it's a jungle style, but it is organised. But plants are allowed to kind of go a bit wild because this is sort of what happens in nature, and that's how the fish will occupy the spaces. There's areas of light and shadow, there's overhanging stems, it's a little disjointed in some places, but the whole together makes it look very natural. You can see the fish are perfectly happy.
Yeah, talk about the fish for us, Ty.
So this is Hyphosobricon bentosi of the Rosaicus group.
Is there a common name for that?
Whitefin bentosi tetra, and you can see the males have got these very elaborate finnage. I'm going to show a bit of my ignorance in that. So this is definitely bentosi with the long fins. Now these guys, they look so different, but they're displaying to each other. So there's a lot of confusion in the taxonomy. This group of tetras, there's a lot of very, very similar ones. Okay. So I do wonder sometimes they're different species that are collected together, imported together, and sold as one thing. Someone who may know more than me. Yeah, let us know in the comments if there's any tetra experts out there. But this is the true bentosi, and then these guys, I don't know. Can you talk to us about their natural habitat? So the Amazon basin, they seem to be the sort of fish that would enjoy not too fast flowing, marginal vegetation, habitats where they can forage and explore in relative safety. These are fish that are not built for speed. You can see they've got these deep bodies and long fins. Yeah, would they come from sort of stiller waters, I guess? Yeah, certainly the slower moving parts of water and perhaps places with dense vegetation or lots of cover. But when they display, they're really pretty. Yeah, beautiful, aren't they? They're not too aggressive. They're just quite playful. Just flare at each other, and then there's some others somewhere in the plants at the back. These came from Maidenhead Aquatics at Huntingdon. Okay, just down the road. Yeah. Dave sort of said, "Can you help me think of some fish for this tank?" And I was in there. I thought, you know what, a deepish tank would suit these deep-bodied fish. Yeah. Lots of planting going on, and their colours sort of suit the overall colour theme of the tank as well.
They do, don't they?
They don't pop out at you, but they are still quite striking. Yeah, they display it lovely.
Let's talk about some of the plants, Ty.
All right. So
if you look at the screen,
yeah.
and then if you see what you see, basically.
Okay. So quite obvious here is this Nymphaea gardneriana, which is my favourite aquatic plant, which I brought in, which is a carpeting water lily, and you can see it's putting out little baby plants here. It propagates by runners. You see the root system down here, and then it starts popping up all over the tank. And eventually the idea is that we'll remove this Helantium tenellum, which is quite beautiful in itself, but that the lilies will carp it. So Dave put that in as a stopgap.
So this is the tenellum red, Helantium tenellum red, which is available from Denelay.
Yeah. So I love this lily. It's a plant I've seen quite often in Brazil. Depending on your lighting, it can go greens to sort of almost yellow, oranges, bright reds. It's really pretty. And once you've got it, it just goes and goes and goes. It's no longer commercially available in this country, so I'm doing my best to grow it in here with the idea that, you know, I can give cuttings or plantlets to friends.
Imagine if we had a Tropica UK greenhouse.
We need one. We need one with a lot of these.
If we start the rumour now, Ty,
yeah,
you know what happens, right?
It'll have to happen.
It has to happen.
Yeah.
If we start it early enough and keep at it. Tropica UK, everyone.
Tropica UK.
It's
all
going to
right.
happen.
All right, and then.
So we've talked about the Nymphaea. We talked about the Helantium red.
So maybe we can talk about this stem coming across here, which is Hygrophila sp tiger.
Mm-hmm.
There's more in the sides. You can see it down the side here. Tom has pruned it back. Dave keeps saying he can't believe how quickly this grows.
Yeah, it's a beast. I had it grown in my Highline 400s.
I gave you some cuttings, yeah.
Yeah, it's real fast. It's great for filling spaces really quickly.
It's wonderful for filling spaces, but it can become overwhelming. So, but it's really lovely sort of brown, purplish, ochre colours. If you put it under highlight, it gets beautiful reddish coloration to the leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is one that you can get every now and then in the UK quite easily, particularly online. I know that Aquatics occasionally sell it in vitro, so it's worth asking them for it. A really nice little plant, or not little plant.
It reminds me of a bit more of a brutish polysperma.
It is. It's basically
a reddish leaf.
They call it Hygrophila tiger sp.
Yeah.
It may just be a variant of polysperma.
Yeah.
And then it also has these quite nice sort of. You can almost see the little patterns on the leaves that you get with polysperma, but here it's darker.
Just get the
little striations.
2x zoom on it.
So it grows quite happily, even really compacted up.
Yeah.
This is an ideal plant for putting in a new setup because it'll help combat algae as it robs the algae of all the roots. So whilst we're around the side, let's talk about these guys. This is Persicaria sp Sao Paulo, which was generously given us by Mick at Tropica.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of my favourite plants. You can see that the underwater submersed growth has these lovely pink, reddish colorations. This is actually another species of Persicaria. I think this is Persicaria piuli.
The really deep red one.
Really deep red, yeah, purples to reds. And then the lighter shades is the Sao Paulo. Here's another piuli one you can see. It's really nice colours. I love these plants because they grow up and out the water. They bring the display out of the tank.
Yes.
They're a bit more unusual. I've got quite a few growing at home now, and yeah, they look like a lot of the plants I've seen in the wild, different Persicarias.
I think there's something really great about growing plants out of the water, and you get that above and below water thing. It's just another level of connection, isn't it? Extra closeness to nature.
It's two worlds sort of joined together.
Let's see if we can just get a funky camera angle on that, shall we?
Okay.
Look at that, it looks beautiful. All those different colours, and that ripple on the surface now.
It's really nice.
And if we just go up super slow, we should be able to get a really cool effect.
Very nice.
Yeah. Not quite as cool as I was hoping for.
But still.
You've done this in nature, haven't you?
Yeah,
You've actually gone under the water with your camera.
I use a dome lens, and then you get the half and half. Here's a plant that I brought in just 2 weeks ago, and we put it in here. This is
that's beautiful. Really fine leaf.
Myriophyllum sp. Roraima, supposedly from the northwestern Amazon. And I got a little in vitro pot of this, and everything melted apart from one tiny stem. I've kept the stem, and it started getting taller, and I brought that one stem to Dave, and we put it in here.
Yeah,
now we've got quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's doing really well in just a matter of weeks.
It's beautiful. I'm really tempted to take a load of cuttings and start stuff with my Scape Line 60.
Why not?
It's beautiful.
Well, you're coming to mine tonight for dinner, so I'm going to show you another 60 Scape at home that I think you might like. Right, going on to the plants.
Maybe I record another vlog.
Yeah, we can show.
I'm trying to do daily vlogging. Don't tell anyone.
No. Just because you haven't got enough work to do already, I know.
Oh, I'm not doing so much for Tropica when I'm not at Tropica.
Okay.
So I'm doing like full on when I'm there, full on, flat out, and then when I'm not there, I do more of my own stuff.
Well, whilst we're here, this is from Tropica. This was from Mick at Tropica. This is a Bucephalandra that he gave me.
Beautiful.
And we don't know what it is, but it has long stems and these ovoid leaves. And viewed from above, have a look here. They've got these lovely.
Oh yeah.
And there's two. There's you see that kind of yellow patterning. There's another tiny one starting to grow here, just there.
Oh yeah, just a second.
There you go. Yeah. Which had a damaged leaf, so we cut it off and it's put out a new leaf, and it's a really weird and wonderful little boost. I don't know a lot about this Bucephalandra, but
no, it's very trendy.
It is, and this is completely different to anything that is around.
It's bigger, isn't it? Bigger leaves.
This isn't my favourite, but Dave put this in. This is one of those.
Pintos,
yeah,
I'm not a big fan.
Here is Cryptocorn Rarest tiger.
Yes.
Which is this pink thing. There's a bigger leaf curled up out here. Look, sort of coming out and doing its thing. Which I think this is pretty cool,
really
actually.
Beautiful, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of these very out there cultivars, but I think it's
okay. It's not too out there.
Yeah. Well, there's a Cryptocorn flamingo in here somewhere as well.
Yeah.
And then these are cool. This is Cryptocorn cordata var siamensis. You can see they've got this there's a big one up here.
Oh yeah.
There you go. This lovely straighted pattern on the leaves. I brought them in. So these are all plants that I brought in.
Yeah.
And insisted that Dave put in a tank.
Farms them basically.
Yeah. Then there's another cool crypt in here. Look at this. This is Crypt Nuri. Look at that leaf.
Yeah, this is a Nuri Rosen maiden.
Yeah, this came from Mick at Tropica.
I've had this before. It's beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
Then there's Cabomba paliformis, which is a Mexican cabomba, which has these sort of yellow stems.
Yeah.
Here is another plant I brought in. This is Diadea CF kunzai, and under the lights it goes pink.
Oh, sorry,
pink
I'm
stems.
looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. So this is a Brazilian.
Looks a bit like the Mandania Casac.
Well, there's a relative of Mandania in here as well. But look from the top up here. You can see. I think you'll be able to see the colours on it there. I don't know if you can.
So the light's in the way.
Poke it out.
Can we slide that light?
This is
perfectly reflecting. Oh, thank you.
So you can see really nice pink foliage on there.
Yeah, it's stunning, isn't it?
Whilst we're up here, notice these. This is Rotala sp. Cambodia, which I really like. And if you go down, you'll see it's got these lovely red stems.
Oh yeah.
And soft orange foliage.
Beautiful.
And it is a beast. It grows really well. And I've just blended it with the Myriophyllum. Going back from there, if you come over the light, so there's more of it here. And then here is, so here's the nice red stem. And here is Ludwigia inclinata, the red Ludwigia, which I see so often in Brazil.
Yeah.
And then over here is Rotala mexicana of Bangladesh.
Okay.
Which is lovely, vivid, bright green foliage.
Amazing, mate.
Really nice.
You could actually do a Dutch style with all these. If you
could.
You can like actually formally kind of farm it better, couldn't you?
Well, that's kind of what I wanted this tank to be a sort of propagator unit for giving them to other people and getting people to buy them and get these plants popular.
Well, I think I think this is it. This is our calling for conservation, Ty, to conserve these plants and the hobby.
I mean, not to get too political, but you can get these on the continent without any issue. Just the main providers that sell them no longer ship to the UK.
So it's kind of in our interest to keep them in the UK.
My thing is, I think they're beautiful. I think the hobbyists in this country should be able to enjoy them. So my way is get them propagating in here. People have been coming in and buying cuttings from Dave, so then people are growing them at home.
Yeah.
These plants become more available, they become more accessible, they become more affordable, and people can enjoy them. And
Agreed.
I think that can only be beneficial to the hobby.
I agree.
I'll show some other plants. See these pink ones here?
Yeah.
This
is
is
the crinkly leaf ones.
That's Madania Casac from eastern Brazil.
Well, this red one here, you can see.
It's a kind of Madania. And it grows in the wild on sandy shorelines by the rivers, but underwater it gets this lovely pink.
Is this one here?
Yeah,
I'm looking at now.
You can see one on the side as well, how it stands out against the green hygrophila. Look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And as we're around the side, let me show you another cool one. This is Persicaria. This is Persicaria praetomissa, which is really cool. It's got these like arrow-headed leaves with these little. I love it, and it's much slower growing than the other Persicarias, but once it gets going, lovely colours on there. Sort of weird leaf shape, a bit different.
Do you know what I'm going to do? Well, I want to come in one day, one evening maybe, and film macro, really beautiful, still like 4K cinematic quality of all of the plants, because they're so rare in the UK. No one's ever seen these before. What do the viewers think? Do you think we should replicate something like this in my home Awase Scape 60? Maybe get Ty to help. But I really love the idea of farming the plants for the UK hobby.
Yeah.
If they're not available because of political issues like we've had with Brexit and other stuff, we can actually help out and make these beautiful plant species available to more people.
This is my sort of mission. I've got, these plants that since the beginning of the year you can't get here anymore, and I want people to have them. And
is that kind of what you do in the book? Is to spread that kind of?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, on the one hand, you're preaching to the converted, because many aquascapers and people who already keep fish, biotopers and stuff will buy the book, but also hopefully people who are starting to engage with the hobby or haven't yet really got into it would also pick it up and become fascinated and become advocates for nature and conservation. And
I wonder if people that are already into aquascaping and would buy the book anyway, and then because they're buying the book from almost like an aesthetic attraction, and then actually as they read the book and they read the stories and the deeper meaning behind the scapes, then they connect with that a bit better, maybe.
I hope that there'll be something for everyone in the book, whether that's technical knowledge or general knowledge or knowledge about the habitats or new ideas and approaches or re-engaging with old ideas, things that have become cliche but are actually worth investigating again.
Yeah.
I hope that there's something for everyone. And if there's nothing for no one, fine, because I did the book.
Did it for you?
For me, yeah. But you know what's a really nice shot, George, is between these two spindly pieces here, you've got the myriophyllum and then you've got the Persicaria in the back, and they're framed between those. And it's just, it's just really nice shot. So, as you probably know, my sort of ethos with fish keeping is what I call this natural aqua chaos or nature chaos. So, you let the plants grow to their full potential, and that provides habitat for the fish, which means the fish look better, they behave more naturally, they feel more comfortable, so the overall display looks more vivid. Yeah. And you don't have to sort of go mental with the pruning scissors. Quite a lot of stuff does come out of this tank, but overall it's allowed to sort of mix and blend, and that's what I see in nature. Certain areas you'll get a matrix of plants growing together, in others you'll get one species dominating, sometimes you just get two in tandem, but everywhere the animals in those habitats are engaging with and utilising the spaces.
Yeah. Okay, mate, I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. What a beautiful video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed creating it for you. Take care, keep on scaping. Cheerio. Thanks, Ty.
Thank you.
Say cheerio. Oh, say bye-bye. You don't say cheerio.
I don't say cheerio. I say bye, guys. Take care.
Cheerio.
I want to show you a little video.